welcome back. So today I want to talk about basically my week in Seoul. Technically I spent 2 weeks in Seoul, but this is the week I spent with my program that I studied abroad with. When I tell you this week was busy, it was busy. They had us doing stuff every single day, morning to night, every day. It was a lot, but we made it. We survived. We made memories. And that's all that matters. Monday, we pack up all of our stuff, leave our dorm. It's a little chaotic morning because we have to leave our dorm by 9 a.m. Turn in our security keys and get out. Everything. Clean, boom, leave. So we get on a little bus and, we ride on the bus all the way to Seoul, and they take us to the Bukchon Mall, which is like the Bukchon village, where it has a whole bunch of different like traditional style like homes and stuff like that. And it's also it's near the Hanok village, I think too. I think that is the Hanok village, maybe, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we went there and walked around and we saw a bunch of like cool places. We found a museum / cafe because there was a lot of hills and we were tired and it was hot. We were sweaty, we needed water. There was hills, there was nothing to go to either. We're just walking by a bunch of houses and we were like, we need to find some place. So we found this little cafe / museum ? And we ordered a little drink and we just chilled in there and talked. And then afterwards, we were getting ready to leave. We got lost. And so we were late getting back to the bus because we got lost. And then after that, they took us to Gyeongbukgung, like palace. And we got to, I've already been there before, so it wasn't like super duper new, but we were there for a very short time because they realized we were all kind of like tired and hot. We just wanted to go to the hotel and stuff like that. So we were there for like not even that long. I want to say like 30 minutes to an hour max. And we walked around like the main palace area, and then we saw the little the throne, and then we saw the little photo spot where it was like the outdoor little area by the water and stuff like that. And we chilled there. They talked to us, tried to cool us down a bit. And then we got back on the bus and we just chilled on the bus for a second before we could check into our hotel. And then we checked in our hotel, I think and then we stayed there for an hour. And then after that, we decided to explore Incheon. So we went to Incheon and we walked around and we got watermelon juice, and we checked out some of the stores there. And then me, my friend, and two of our teachers, we found a cute cafe and we took a little walk around the area. And then we came back and we had dinner. Then after that, me and my friend and my teachers, we decided that we're gonna play Konginori, which is the Korean version of Jacks. And so we got bingsu, and then we played the game in our hotel lobby for a couple hours, and then we had to buy my teacher bread because we lost, and it was 3 against 1 or 4 against 1, I think, because she's good. So that was Monday. And on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure we visited the DMZ. If you're into history and stuff like that, I feel like the DMZ is for you. I'm not that type of girl. So the DMZ, going to the DMZ once is good for me. I don't need to go again. And so going twice, I was guys, trust me, we don't need to go down this tunnel. So we went and we took photos and videos at the little lookout spot where you could see North Korea, the city, and the flags of the North Korea and South Korea. And then after that, we went down the tunnel that North Korea made when they were trying to secretly invade South Korea. And I tried to explain to my friends and be yeah, you just go down a tunnel and then you get to the bottom and there's a door that you can't go through and you come back up. And so we went down the tunnel. It was basically exactly that. And it was a struggle coming back up because it is very steep, and it's a long tunnel. So like it felt like forever coming back up, and it was very tiring, very exhausting. And everyone got out of the tunnel and I was like, was it fun? Was it fun? And they were like, no. And I was like, I tried to tell you. But I guess you have to really experience it to really know. You have to know. You have to see it for yourself, and that's okay. But yeah. And then later that night, I believe I met up with my old host family, and we got dinner, and I got to catch up with them, and that was really nice. And then on that Wednesday, they took us to HiKr ground, which is like this Korean culture and like pop exhibit. And so like every floor has like a different category. So like the first floor is like K-pop, and the second floor is like K-dramas or something like that, and then like the third is like art, something like that. I don't know, it just keeps going up and up. But on the first floor, we walked in, and there was a bunch of like, there's like these 3 people like dancing, right? I guess the whole concept of the place is that it's like a fake entertainment company, and so they had like the CEO and like 2 trainees, and so they were like dancing stuff like that, and I was like, oh cool. And then my friend like got up on the stage or whatever, and she was getting ready to dance, but she didn't want to like do it by herself. So I was like, oh, I'll like do it with you. And we get up there, and then they started playing a song that she doesn't know, and I was like, oh, do you know this song? And she's like, no, I only know this one song. And I was like, oh, well, I don't even know the lyrics of this song either. But then I was like just dancing a little bit, but I don't really know it. And then they were like, oh, Lanaya, you should dance to a song. And I was like, really, I don't know what to dance to. And then they're like, oh, you should do like one of the like things that we learned in our dance class. And I was like, I'm not really sure. But then I was like, oh, I could do maybe Anti-Fragile. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then one of the dancers was like, oh yeah, I'll just like dance with you too. So I was like, okay, cool, bet. So we danced to Anti-Fragile, and that was really, really fun. And then after that, we danced to Candy, and I didn't realize we were gonna do both songs, and I couldn't remember Candy as much, so I was like, this is a little awkward, but it's fine. But then after that, they were like, oh my gosh, it was good. So I was like, cool, slay. When I tell you, all the Jamboree scouts were there, so like we get to HiKr, and all the scouts are there, and all of the news people are there too, because they're filming the scouts having a little good time in Korea and stuff like that, which is fine, which is cool. But then there's literally like scouts everywhere, and then like our group, like there's like nobody else, and except for like random tourists, but like besides that, but like it's mainly the scouts and us. And so like when I was dancing, it was literally all the scouts just around me, surrounded, and I was like, this is awkward, it's embarrassing, but like okay. And then we find a little like photo op area where like it's like a fake little subway, and took pictures there, and that was cute, that was fun. And then we went upstairs and we saw some of the other exhibits. We came back down at some point, me and my friend, and we noticed that there was karaoke. There was karaoke the whole time, because we had made friends with one of the workers there, who I guess like literally had their like second day that day. And so like we were talking to him, and then we were like, yeah. And he was like, oh, have you guys seen the like karaoke thing? We're like, what? So we go over there, and you know the scouts are they're singing their little song. It was cute. And then me and my friend were like, okay, what should we sing? How do we get in here? And then so then we're like, okay, you know what, we're gonna sing Ditto, because that's our go-to song at every noraebang, and we sing it on the bus on the way there. So I was like, might as well, like we've already sang this publicly, might as well. So then we sang Ditto. Tell me why halfway through the song, not only did they turn up the speakers so everybody could hear us, but then they changed the pitch of the song, and I was like, bruh. But I couldn't hear, because it was so loud, I couldn't hear like what it changed to. So me and my friend, we're just like, you know what, we're just gonna keep going, I guess. But yeah, and then like everybody was watching us and stuff like that, so it was a little embarrassing, but it was like it was fun. It was fun to do. And then after that, we went to like the other like photo op area, like which is this laundry room, and we're getting ready to take photos there. But then the girl who was quote unquote the CEO was talking to my teacher. And I know it's a lady, and I was like, oh, it's a lady. But then I noticed that she was talking to my teacher, and I was like, oh, so excited. Like, what are you doing here? And then she was like, oh my gosh, is this your teacher? And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh, do you remember when you danced earlier? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh, you should, like, do you want to dance with me right now to Queen Card? And I was like, sure. But in my head, I was like, I don't really remember the dance to Queen Card. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really don't. And so she turned on the thing, and like she gathered like a couple other random people, and we were dancing the Queen Card, and I just had to follow along because I didn't remember the dance. But then afterwards, I saw that my teacher like was getting ready to leave, so I was like, oh, let me hop out of here real quick. So I like went and started grabbing my stuff, and I was getting ready to leave. The lady like ran over, and she was like, wait, give me 1 second. She like lifted her back, and then she handed me like this little business card and like a little targon and lollipop, and she was like, you're really good. And I was like, oh thanks, I guess. So I think I got a little fake business card, and I got a little fake scouted by a little fake CEO and stuff like that. So that was cute, and that was a little fun experience. And I was like, oh. Then we got donuts at Knotted, which was there at the place, so we're chilling there. And so yeah. And then after that, after we went to HiKr. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure we visited like Myeongdong and we went to Dongdaemun. So we went to the DDP, and me and my friends were like, okay, we're gonna go shopping. And we decided to have a little makeover with their friend, and we got them a bunch of new clothes and like a bunch of new styles and stuff like that, and that was really fun. And then we went to Myeongdong after that, I believe, and then chilled and walked around there, but it was like a very short time, so like we were kind of rushing. We didn't know where we wanted to go, so we're just like chilling. Went to Lush, went to a couple other places, and then I had to leave early because I was visiting my old resident director and local coordinator from Nestle, and so I had dinner with them, and that was also really fun. We got pork belly, and then we went to a cute little cafe, and I got to explore a place I've never really gone to that was kind of near the hotel. And then the day after that, they took us to the Blue House, which is like the equivalent of the White House, I believe. And we went to some famous halls. I'm not gonna lie, I was really tired and kind of over it. So I don't really remember where we went. I just know we saw a bunch of buildings, and they're really important buildings. And then we went to this place where there was a bunch of pretty like dishes, like porcelain dishes or something like that. That was really fancy, and platters. But yeah, so we went there. And then after that, we went to the Gwangjang Shijang, the Gwangjang market, and we watched around there for a bit. And that's the day the typhoon started. So like, really, it was raining. It was blowing. The wind was blowing, okay? So we were in the market, and we got like tteokbokki, and we got what did I try that day? Oh, we just had this mung bean pancake that I think had like seafood in it and stuff. I don't remember like the name of it, but it basically is like himuljeon, but it's like slightly different. But yeah, the wind was blowing, okay? It was a struggle. All of our umbrellas were breaking and everything, and I was like, y'all, you just gotta walk in the rain, because the umbrellas are not worth it right now. And then they took us, later that night, they took us to an art show, and they, at the art show, basically it was these artists who, it was just a bunch of, I forgot what the show was called. I just remember there was a bunch of men who was doing art and dancing and doing martial arts and painting and drawing and not talking, because the whole audience had so many different languages, but it was just a bunch of different languages, so they decided that they're not going to speak at all, and they just used like words like hey to do everything or interact with the audience, which is kind of creative. And then after that or before that, we learned how to make rice cake. And so we went to like a museum of rice cake, and we learned how to make it and the different types that there was. And I made these little cute little rice cakes. And then on that Friday, me and my friend, we had a free day, so me and my friends, we went to Gyeongbukgung, and we met up with some of my friends from SU and got like lunch with them and stuff like that, and had a really cute time and hung out together on our like very last day together. So that was the very last day of the program. And so then we went back to the hotel. We took a little walk, and we like chilled in like one of our rooms and like hung out and like talked with one of our old language partners and stuff like that. And it was just like a really fun like last night together. But yeah, so like there's a lot of different stuff that we did this week, and honestly, again, I say this all the time, I don't remember it all. But I don't remember it all because we did literally so much in every day, and I didn't take videos of it or a lot of pictures either, so like I just don't know what was happening that day. And honestly, I feel like I was clueless the whole time anyways. So yeah, but it was a long last week of the program. But I also felt like I didn't get a real chance to really explore like Seoul like that. But I was also grateful that I've already like had the opportunity to, because I was like, oh, I'm not really missing out as much, and also I have the week by myself as well here. So yeah, but yeah, it was a fun little last week, and I am glad I got to spend time with my friends before we all left and went back to the States. But yeah, so but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.